I was reading a book this morning and came across a quote that I wanted to share with you because it really resonates with my own experience and journey. It goes, our great fear is the one most important to overcome to reach our life's dreams. Because I feel like it's so easy for me or any of the other dozens, thousands, hundreds of thousands of content creators or motivational speakers or whatever who will tell you to pursue your dreams, right? To start right here, right now, but it's not as simple as that. It's not. Because when I reflect on my own experience, my own journey, it is not that simple. I mean, I knew I wanted to be a YouTuber. I wanted to do something creative since I was a kid and most definitely in my teenage years, when I was a little bit more, I guess, mature or like had an understanding of, what sort of possibilities were out there in the real world. Yet, why didn't I? Right? Why didn't I just start right here? Start right now with what I've got, you know? Like I could have just taken my phone and recorded a clip, posted on YouTube, and then there you have it. I'm a YouTuber now. I could have started a blog, could have written a post, and I'm a writer. Why didn't I? Because it's not that simple. It's not as simple as just flicking a switch and all of a sudden you start pursuing your dreams, right? It took me like the better part of a decade to finally have the courage and, you know, more importantly, the worthiness to pursue my dreams, to finally pick up the camera, press record as nervous as hell as I was, and post that first video. Because the thing is, it was never a matter of, you know, did I have, what it takes. It was really a question of my own worthiness. And for so many people, that's really what it is. Are you worthy of your dreams? And for so many people, they don't believe they are. They don't believe they're worthy of their own dreams. They're driven by this fear that they are unworthy or that they're unloved. And it's this fear that leads people to not pursue their dreams, to not live lives that are true to them, but to instead live lives of, shoulds and expectations and all that, of being someone who they think they should be, being someone who is worthy of connection, of validation, of love from others, right? Because chances are, definitely in my case, whether you realize it or not, I know you probably don't as a kid, you start to carry this bag around, right? This baggage around that, as you go through life, as you have experiences or encounters with adults, with friends, peers, with the media, whatever, all telling you how things should be, all telling you how you should be, right? Little remarks like, oh, like, you're not that great at singing, or, oh, like, artists aren't, you know, respected or viable careers, or, oh, like, you know, you're not a great writer, or you're not, this enough or that enough. And it's because every time that you've been this way, you've been yourself, someone or something else has found a way of putting you down or making you feel lesser, of making you feel unworthy for being who you are. And you start to reject those parts of yourselves. You start to tuck them away into that bag you carry around. And you just continue to shove these parts of yourself into this bag that you carry around, this weight that you carry around until you've got nothing left, right? You've got nothing left of who you truly are except for, all of these pieces that you've taken from here and there and this and that to try and be someone who is worthy of, love and connection and whatnot, even if that costs you your true self and your dreams. And that's the case for so many people, right? And I've heard it so many times, and it'd be so easy, and I've definitely done it before, right? To say like, hey, like if you want to like start writing, just start a Substack. You want to start a YouTube channel, pick up your phone, record. I've done that. I totally have, and it's like I said, it's not that simple. Because if it was, I would have started when I was a teenager, not when I was in my 20s. And what it took was starting the inward journey, starting to really work with it, sit with myself, to take a peek into this baggage, this shadow that I've had looming over me all my life, and to examine everything, every part of myself that I've rejected that was made to feel unworthy or unloved and whatnot, and to understand all of that. It's to not merely understand all of that, but to show those parts that have just been in the closet, just in the dark, just carried around with you all this time, weighing on you, finally showing them the love, compassion that they inherently deserve and are worthy of, with or without being this way or that way, but just simply by being. And it wasn't until I started that journey, it wasn't until I started to heal and I started to bring these parts, these this baggage I carried into the light and embrace them, embrace myself really, embrace who I am, not who I should be, and all these parts that I just sort of layered on me that, I had done just to receive validation and a false sense of worthiness. It wasn't until all of that, until I embraced my true self, did I feel, did I know I am worthy of not just love and connection, but of my dreams, of being who I am, and not needing to tuck parts of myself away, but to be authentically and truly me, no matter the circumstance, no matter the situation, no matter who I'm with, but to just be me. And that's what it took for me to finally start recording and start being a YouTuber, to start pursuing my dreams. You know? So as much as I in the past or anyone will tell you, start now, start now, start now, it's like that's just not how it works. Because as much as you can maybe brute force or discipline yourself into starting now, if you haven't addressed those fears, right? Those deep rooted fears, those parts of yourself that you've rejected and you've tucked away, they're only going to rear their head. They're only going to find a way of bleeding into your life and bleeding into whatever your dream may be. That is that can be difficult to hear, I feel like, because we're so used to as a society of telling people to pursue their dreams and to, this and that, and I'm all for it. But really, what we can do, what we need to do to, start right here and to start right now to really meaningfully pursue our dreams, to be ourselves and to live our truest lives is to overcome those fears of ours, is to bring those parts of ourselves we rejected, we've left in the dark, and to bring them into the light, and to embrace them, and to embrace ourselves. Only when you do that, will you really be able to pursue your dreams. So, with that, gosh, I mean, if you're currently at a moment in your life where you feel like there's these tugs at you, these pulls, that there's something more out there that you really want to do something different and all that, but you're struggling to, I'd encourage you to look inward first. Start here, start now, with what you have and what you know, and to just sit with yourself, to just be with yourself, to just be yourself, and go from there. Because that's where your dreams really begin. That's where your dreams really take off. Because you bring yourself and everything you've tucked away or you haven't with you. Each step along the way, especially on the journey toward your dreams. So I encourage you to look inward, and if there's any questions you may have or things I can address or to share more about my experience with this, then please let me know. I'd be more than happy to. But until then, I'm grateful for you. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon.